overseas women, they are with the normalities of cooking, cleaning, the simple things. You know what I mean? So you don't really, there's not gonna be a lot of arguments with them.
Overseas women do have an advantage when it comes to that, but they have men that are present, that are providers, that are taking care of the household. We do not have that. Now we have men that want to go 50-50 with you and want you to go work.
The women overseas don't divorce their husbands.
Simple
American
things.
women,
Simple
what's the percentage of them divorcing? They not leaving.
Did your mom divorce her husband? Is that why you didn't have a dad in your home?
What's up, YouTube? JayBReacts back here with another video. Now today we got the Truth After Dark podcast with Paul Pierce and Azar. And for some reason, Azar is always crashing out on Paul and the guests. This one came out of nowhere. And I'm not gonna sit right here and just bash Azar because she does have her moments when she is cooking. But then sometimes I think she ends up cooking herself. But I'm gonna let y'all be the judge of that. Make sure y'all like the video, hype the video, comment below. And without further ado, let's dive into the content.
I know you played professional basketball at one point, right? And you were overseas. So Paul talks about how he feels like overseas women are better than American women. What was your experience when you were out overseas?
Overseas women over there was trash. I was on an island.
Trash.
Called Malta. It's
Malta,
like next
right?
to Italy.
Yeah.
It was trash, basketball for women. I was the second tallest person on that island. So I don't really have I don't know, probably other situations where women are better, but I think American basketball and American women have an advantage. It wasn't really like, I feel like they're behind with everything over there, like music,
that makes sense.
What about
basketball.
the women overseas in general?
What about them? Like what?
Like what you think? She's saying like, you was in one spot, right? But I'm just saying, do you believe that overseas women are more marriage material than American women?
Yes, because I feel like a lot of American
Pull your mic in.
inward.
Yeah.
I feel like American women and what we want as a man, it's like they tainted a little bit. Overseas women, they are with the normalities of cooking, cleaning, the simple things. You know what I mean? So you don't really, it's not gonna be a lot of arguments with them. It's not gonna be a lot of telling them or just like things that go against the grain. You know what I mean? I feel like American women, I mean, I feel like I'm talking bad about American women.
No,
But
it's
it's
okay.
like,
It's a lot of people in your
it's
shoes.
like, overseas, they just with the simple things.
Right.
But this
And
is what
men,
I want to
feel like
say.
want the simple things.
This is what I
that's
want to
true.
say about overseas women, right?
What?
Overseas women were trained to be that way because the man was the provider and the steady head in the household. American women were not raised that way because a lot of
They
black
used
men
to.
were stripped from their households at a young age and they grew up without a father present. So they were raised by independent women. I know you were. So that changes a woman's dynamic because a woman is raised by an independent woman. She's being taught to be independent so she doesn't go through what her mother went through by being left alone to raise a child and have to struggle
And
on
that's
her
what I
own.
meant when I said
so
tainted.
yes, there is overseas women do have an advantage when it comes to that, but they have men that are present, that are providers, that are taking care of the household. We do not have that. Now we have men that want to go
tainted by the
50-50 with you
US
and want you to
culture.
go work all day and then want you to come home and clean and cook for them too.
Women did that in the 50s. I don't understand. What is she talking about that's not the norm? Women have always worked and men have always still been providers.
That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with non-traditional men wanting traditional women in the house. And that is my point. That's not how that goes. Like at the end of the day.
Are you, hold on. You know, I don't get a point across. All right, let's talk. No. Let's talk about why. Let's talk about why women in America are the ones raising the kids. You know why? Because it's the women overseas don't divorce their husbands.
Simple
American
things.
women,
Simple
what's the
things.
percentage of them divorcing? They not leaving.
Did your mom divorce her husband? Is that why you didn't have a dad in your home?
Was that a shot? That's kind of like below the belt, felt like.
My mom
But he
wasn't
can be an
married to my
example.
dad.
My parents
He wasn't, exactly.
My
So there's
parents
a
been
lot
together
of
for
people
50
who have
years.
that situation,
But
Paul.
women in
45
America
years.
leave their
He
men.
can be that
Men
example.
don't leave
but
the
my parents
women.
been together for 45 years, so I know a good example.
My parents
in
been together
America.
for 50 years.
Okay, so that's like,
you know
so
what I'm
it's like,
saying?
He can be
get
that
it.
example, but that's percentage of the world and we're a percentage of the world.
But you can't say that women are leaving their men and that's the reason, because a lot more people
women
have...
divorce their men more so
But
than the
there's
men
a
divorce.
lot-
That's what I'm saying, though.
But
the
there's a
women
lot more
overseas are
men-
never, they have a culture to where they can't leave their man.
There's a lot of men who aren't even marrying women anymore and haven't been marrying women, and especially in our culture, in Black culture, you hear a lot more situations where a woman is left high and dry with her child from a man that she was in a relationship with who just left her. Not because they divorced. Yeah, there's a certain economic place where people are getting divorced, but for the most part, there are families in which women are having babies with men and the men are just leaving them high and dry and they have to be independent women. And that
You do have the choice to choose better men also.
is a lot more likely than women divorcing men, period. So that's just the truth. And maybe in your economical
I gotta
status.
look at the percentages of all of
I
that.
bet you the
can't tell
percentage-
all.
Also a percentage of men that are left with their child because a woman wants to do this and that, wants
That
to
is true.
be outside, wants to be on good. That's
Exactly.
also
That's
a percentage.
There's
But
a
how
real-
much lower
we
is
don't
that
know.
percentage? It's a lot
very
lower.
much lower.
It's very much lower.
Very much
And so
lower.
at the
I
end of the
agree.
day, the women are marrying their this is how it goes overseas.
Hold on, before she get into what goes on overseas, I know women that literally they appreciate just having a child from a man and they don't want nothing to do with him. They'll have sex with him, have the baby, and say, you know what? I'm okay with just being alone. I'm glad I got my baby out the deal. That's scary.
You get of age, and at that point, you're marrying a man. Like in my culture, from my family in Iran, they're getting arranged marriages. You're marrying and you're taken care of as a woman. You're not worried about bills, trying to pay this, trying to be stressed out every day, going to work. You're not worried about that. When you turn of age, there's already a man waiting for you, ready to take care of you. Yeah, shit, if I had that too, I would be a goddamn cooking and cleaning wife all day.
That's
You
a
don't
lie.
have that same, that's not how it
It's
goes. I
not the
didn't turn
culture.
18 and so you cannot compare the two though, because that's not the culture. Whereas women overseas may be better, the men are better too. Because the men are doing things that these men are not doing. They're marrying,
The men over there will slap the crap out of you if you talk back to them. What are you talking about?
they're not dating women for 7 years and putting babies in them and not marrying them. They're not doing that like they are out here. So if you want to talk about the woman, don't forget to talk about the man, because the man is the leader. The man is the one who sets the tone and sets the ceiling for women.
I think, honestly, in America, I think we have some of the best groups of men because I'm going to say this. Men are way more understanding of a woman's feelings and emotions, which is something that I would think that a woman would actually appreciate. Technically, what she's saying is ass backwards because what she's saying that a man should be, they don't appreciate that in America.
All right.
Okay.
So this is what I want to say.
She tweaking.
Well, when you look at America, America is a is a melting pot
Yeah.
of different races from all around the world, right? So
You over there
when we
shook.
say overseas, women and men, it's all about what that culture and what that country and what that continent is all about. You know what I'm saying? You got the Spaniards over here. You got the Italians culture over here. The Chinese over there, and they all have a culture. Whereas what's American culture when it's based on relationships? So you talking about not only black, you're talking about white, black, Chinese, Mexican, all these other races in one as a whole.
Yeah.
The reason it's more stabilized because they all work with each other.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
They all work with each other, and they like, this is our culture. We marry out of race in America.
Yeah.
Over there, they not really marrying out of race. But if they do, American men come in there and swoop you up.
They'll appreciate them.
Training over there is immaculate.
Yeah, well, but guess what
It's
though?
like-
The women who are getting swooped up by American men are there. Those women act different, and I've seen it. They act like they want what American women want.
I think,
Okay, so that means that they are raised different, and you can bring an American man and grab a foreign woman, and it will work a little bit differently than having an American woman going over to a foreign man because he's gonna look at you as like you ain't domesticated.
think everything you saying is valid. Everything that I feel about relationships and he feels about relationships and women and relationship is valid. I feel like the thing is the shift in the adaptation to y'all being more than what y'all were in the 1960s. Y'all can make more money. Y'all can be more in front of a camera. Y'all can do all of this. So now
independence,
you got a
yeah.
woman that make $200,000 a year trying to find a man to take care of her and do da. A normal man makes 70, 80. Now you trying to find a man to do this, and that. It's like a shift. So it's like, it's different things that's going on that we got to adapt to right now. Because everything that you're saying is valid. Everything that we are agreeing with is valid. But it's like a shift. When my parents got together, it wasn't social media. It wasn't fucking, they got together in high school, had my sister, got married after my sister, had my other sister, been together 40 years, but they didn't have like these different balances pulling them in, social media, fucking being in Oakland and knowing what's going on in Miami just by looking on your phone, knowing all the women that's in Miami.
That's true.
And looking at your phone and they can't do that type of shit. So it's like a shift in everything. So everything we saying is valid, but it's about us learning how to adapt to what is the times now, I feel like. And it's very difficult, especially when you're in a place like LA or you're in a place like Miami where women are making millions.
But even if they make millions, the social media platform has got these women famous and their ego driven through the roof.
Right.
So you can have a chick that's broke, but she's social media got so much followers, but her ego is too much for you to even handle. So now it's like, damn, you can't even talk to nobody because of the perception of a female.
Or you can
I think that goes back to even just the average guy trying to talk to an average girl. The level of attention is so high now and extreme to where that guy don't have the same access like he would back in the day as well, because she feels like she is a whole lot better than what she actually is. Whether she got money or if she broke, she still thinks she just bomb.com.
A woman that's the perfect wife, but she makes $300,000 a year, and now she finds the perfect nigga, but now she don't want to fuck with this. She's finding every flaw in this nigga because she makes $300,000. He makes the normal wage that he's supposed to make. He makes the normal shit he supposed, but now she looking at him, degrading him, saying shit, talking to her about her friends about him because he makes the normal what he's supposed to make, or he makes a little bit more.
That's what we do.
You know what I mean? So it's like
normal don't like normal.
It's like a balance. Like if y'all, I feel like women to talk all this about me. Oh, y'all not doing it, but it's like we have to find this balance. Y'all got to find a balance within yourself. We have to find a balance within dating, culture, and society in the world and in LA, which is more difficult when you're in LA and like Miami and Atlanta. If you're in normal parts of the world, these motherfuckers is getting married after 2 weeks. You in North Dakota, they fucking having great dating experience. Probably. It's difficult when you in LA and Miami and Atlanta trying to date and you make this much. You got a perfect nigga right here, but you looking at him crazy because he only make $100,000 a year, which is more than the normal nigga.
That is facts.
He's nigga make more than the normal nigga.
So what is your relationship status?
I'm single.
You're single?
I've been single for the past 4 years. The last relationship I was in, it was like...
I'm gonna leave it right there, y'all. I'm gonna leave it right there. Y'all can watch the rest in its entirety. I'm gonna just speak on some of the things that they were talking about. I think, in the world today, everybody's superficial, man. The men and the women, because the things that we see, we want to see more as well because we've seen too much. The women, they want to see more because they've seen too much. Experience. We want to keep experience. Some of our elders, they don't even care about experience in certain things. They're okay with living a simple life, simple city, simple car, simple house. They're fine with simplicity. They just happy with living. But now we got so much in our faces that living isn't enough anymore. We need things beyond living to feel like we're living, which sounds crazy as hell. But I think that's probably the biggest disconnect between the people on American soil and in other countries, in which other countries are starting to get tainted as well, because as we know, money can drive people crazy and they need resources. So they're willing to do things as well to get those resources as the countries become more modern. But I think they still have a little bit of a leg up because of the way how they're raised and the culture. See, the culture here is you raised with the boys and the girls are raised together. So we're growing up acting the exact same way. There is no real separation. You're not growing up with no lines of respect towards each other for each other's roles that we play. We look at each other as equals. You wrestling with the girls like you wrestling with the boys. So it's a fine difference between the culture here, there's really no separation. But once we get overseas, you start seeing how the women actually really appreciate the men and the men appreciate the women in a certain way. But here's the thing about it. I know she's saying that the men have a different level of respect, but guess what? If a chick is getting out of line and going crazy, they also are more willing to sit your behind down as well in a lot of these countries. They're not about to play that game. So I think it's a two-part thing when it comes down to what she's trying to say, that the men over there acting more like leaders because, they're bred like that. But I would say men over here are still leaders. It's just the women ain't listening to where they have to now come at them and treat them a certain way. Men usually acquiesce off the nature of the woman that they're around. If the woman is a little bit more sweeter, nicer woman, the man is going to become more sweet, nicer, to acquiesce to her nature. If she is more aggressive and masculine, that guy is going to probably match that energy and show her what she likes. So he's going to get this persona of I'm the tough guy now because I know she likes that. See, but people don't think that deep into it, man. The way how we as a symbiotic. It's a symbiotic relationship between men and women. It's a dance that we play, and sometimes we acquiesce to each other's nature, but usually with women, if they just naturally sweet, feminine, nice women, men are going to appreciate that. Men are going to come towards them. Men are going to treat them a whole lot different. But when we have the ones who don't really care about a guy, don't respect the guy, that's only going to make it more difficult for her to get the guy that's probably going to be best for her. She going to be able to get a guy for sure. It's always a nigga that want to crack, just have a good time. But that long time and that trauma and pain, what you really bringing into the world, like what type of energy you want with raising a family in such a chaotic situation, that's going to be problematic. But I don't like when Azar do these moments when she go on these rants and, it's kind of disingenuous. She brings up these old talking points from like the 70s and 80s and 60s that are the bad talking points to say that, the man was stripped from the home and men are with their women. Black men are with their families. So this whole narrative that, yes, you have a lot of, single moms and, men that aren't there, for sure. But to sit right here and say that the community still don't have stable families is crazy as hell. Because even herself, everybody up there still have seen some form of a stable family or situation. So we can't keep talking about just the mass negatives and not talking about what we do today to make us see that instead of seeing the past. See, we need to start seeing what's going on right now opposed to always bringing up what happened in the past. Because we got good examples out there. We just don't want to pay attention to them because it is boring. But let me get y'all thoughts on this. I'll have a link in the description. Y'all make sure y'all like the video, hit the video comment below. This your guy JayBReacts. Until next time, y'all. Peace.